Hello, my name is Daniela Sabillon, and today I will be answering two interview questions for my graduate GIS portfolio. So, the first question I will be answering is: describe a time when you were faced with a challenging situation and how you handled it. I associate challenging situations to times I have dealt with very irate customers. Now, I do have to be honest, since starting my GIS career about 3.5 years ago, I rarely work with upset clients. They actually all tend to be very nice and respectful. However, prior to my GIS career, I worked in customer service for 10 years, since the age of 14. I worked at McDonald's and Metro PCS, which is a phone store, as a teenager, and then I worked at a call center at Florida Department of Children and Families as a college student. So I can recall numerous scenarios of customers cursing and swearing at me, making me feel pretty awful. These were always very awkward moments, but thankfully I was, for the most part, successful in being able to diffuse the rage that they felt by staying cool, calm, and collective. In situations like these, you have to be able to control the conversation and be the bigger and better person. You don't want to stoop down to their level and fight back. My strategy was always to place myself in their shoes, and I do that a lot naturally already because I'm a very empathetic person. But I realized that whenever I would say something like, listen, I know you're frustrated. I would be frustrated if I were you too. I am not trying to attack you. I'm only informing you of what's going on. However, I want to help you. We are going to find a solution, but we need to work together. We need to communicate so we can get to the bottom of this and fix it. And so when I would say this genuinely, it was really incredible to experience a complete transformation from irate to apologetic and thankful, a thankful client. And I believe that those experiences have made a strong, lasting impression in how I perceive things, especially seeing these things at a very young age. And I know they have molded me into the professional that I am today, which also makes me feel prepared for any challenges I might face in the future as I continue to grow in my career. Finally, I want to mention that I have always had outstanding managers and supervisors that I've looked up to and that I've tried to mimic their style of leadership, especially in being able to diffuse challenging situations. The managers and supervisors that were best at controlling difficult situations were always the ones that everybody wanted to work with. And so I try to also be a great leader that others want to follow. All right, so the second question I will be answering is: what is your favorite map example in your portfolio and why? My favorite map in my portfolio is the one called Tracking Hurricane Nate in the North Atlantic Basin. I actually have a screenshot here on my phone. See? I created this map for a contest submission hosted by the Northwest Florida GIS User Group and the University of West Florida Geodata Center. I was the winner in the student division, so that's awesome. But the reason why this map is my favorite is because there are many components to it, specifically how I came about making it, that I think is a story worth sharing, especially when talking about design, education, and open data. So over the summer of this year in 2017, I took a graduate class called Applications in GIS. It's one of my favorite classes because I learned about the multiple ways and the multiple industries that GIS is used in. One of the modules that we covered was in assessing damages after a hurricane strike for emergency management purposes. In this module, we also created a tracking map of Hurricane Sandy, which occurred in 2012, using real data from the National Hurricane Center. So this is where I got my idea from, by creating a tracking map of Hurricane Nate, while it was actually occurring in real time when Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana were preparing for the strike. As you can see, in just one frame, you are able to view various types of information about the location, category, and wind speeds of Hurricane Nate. And obviously, it makes it even more effective by applying proper symbology. I really like it when you are able to get a lot of information from one screenshot. I also firmly believe that I would not have been able to come up with this idea if it weren't for investing in my education in a field that I am so passionate about, because I am not only learning about the different uses of GIS, but I'm actually learning how to apply them in real life scenarios. It's been a game changer, and I embrace it any chance I get by applying things I learn in class. And finally, as you can see, the title on the map states that the data depicted is within a 5-day span from October 4th through the 8th. And if you look at the bottom left corner, you will see that I created the map the day after, on October 9th. So this is a true testament to the power of open data. I believe that sharing data is really important in keeping our GIS community thriving, and it's a major part of being a successful GIS user, because we have the opportunity to leverage our skills by helping others and informing others, and this just happened from sharing data. So that's why I really like this map. All right, so that's all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.